Welcome back to another episode of the Oddfellows podcast. Today we have a special guest joining us. He's not only a talented musician, but he also is a passionate surfer hailing from the beautiful city of San Diego, California. Please welcome to the show, Skyler Lutes.
Hey, what's up? How's it going?
How's it going?
Guys? Chew. What's up, dude? How's it going, man? Thanks for having me.
Nice. So, can you tell us a little about yourself and why you're here?
Well, like I've been doing music since like 8th grade, and started with the drums and transitioned to the bass guitar and started writing my own songs and recording stuff all in high school. And then I've been in bands since I was basically in 4th grade, and I fell in love with being in bands, and I was in a bunch. And then I finally made my own band with my name as the front man. And because all the other bands that I was in before kept breaking up. So the only reason I named the band my name was to keep the band going and to not have to argue over, who keeps the name when the band breaks up. So I've transitioned to my own name because of that, and I've been going for about since 2014, so almost 10 years actually this year.
Dang, whole decade.
Yeah, just with my own name. But besides that, I was doing it for like 20 in other bands and stuff.
Right. Yeah, you've played with multiple different bands like Switchfoot. You've played, I think, with Pepper and.
Yeah, so I was in the McClure Rothman band, and I was playing bass, and we opened for Switchfoot at the Brofest down there. I forget, the Bro-Am, and then
nice.
In Encinitas, and then we opened for Pepper over in the North Shore, and it was super sick. It's been good, and God bless McClure Rothman for taking me along and showing me how to run the music scene, kind of.
That's dope.
Yeah.
So you have a tour that it's coming up, right? July 27th.
We're going out July 17th. Yeah, 17th. July 17th through the 27th. So
through the 27th.
Yeah.
So that's with Fayuca, which is a band that we really like here.
Hell yeah.
We've caught them a couple times.
Hell yeah. I love those guys. They're good dudes. I like their blend of music, and then we're both fans of the RX Bandits. I know that much about the Fayuca. They're amazing, and they're like RX Bandits.
They're dope.
I'm a big fan of RX Bandits too.
They're super dope.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little more about how you got your style of music and what kind of molded this since 7th, 8th grade or whatever?
For sure. When I started making the band under my own name, I chose to do kind of just whatever style I wanted. I was like, I'm going to do rock, I'm going to do reggae, I'm going to do maybe even some rap. I'm just going to name it Skyler Lutes so I can just kind of be genreless, And then as I started getting into the scene more and more, I started as a singer-songwriter. And I was doing more like acoustic singer-songwriter gigs and doing like open mics. And that's kind of how I got my start, was doing like open mics all over San Diego. Mm-hmm. And then after I was doing that for a while, I put out one of my first albums, and it had like a reggae skank to the verse. And then I went into like a rock and roll type of chorus. And I really thought the song worked well, and so did some other people. So we were like, oh man, let's do reggae like verses and rock and roll choruses for like every song. And I've been doing that type of style from since like 2017. So I've been doing that for a while with the rock and roll choruses and the reggae verses. But as my experience is showing me more, it's like either make a rock song or make a reggae song. Sometimes it doesn't work super well together, depending on what you're doing with it.
Okay.
But, I hear Aurora Wave just came out, and they're doing metal and reggae, and so I'm like, oh man, like it does work. Maybe metal works better than like pop punk is kind of what I was like pop punk and like reggae. So I was like,
yeah,
metal might be better for it.
I think the fact that it's an art form in general just makes it easier to kind of find your own style or flavor of how you like to play, what you kind of grew up listening to what you want it to be like. And it's nice that people are accepting of this new stuff coming out. And I know it's been out for like at least 10, 12 years, some of it. And Aurora Wave, like we were following Iatera before. And then now Aurora Wave, we're kind of like trying to listen and check it out and see what it's like. And it's all very interesting, different parts of the world, parts of our country, all different flavors. So
right, I love that.
really nice.
I do love that. I love hearing something new. You know what I mean? That hasn't been done too. It's
Right.
an exciting thing for me in music for sure, all the time. Yeah.
So what kind of bands did you listen to when you were growing up?
Let's see. I listened to a lot of Green Day, a lot of Blink-182. Living here in San Diego, a lot of those pop punk bands, and yeah. And then I transitioned to, like, I wanted to say, what really got me into reggae was probably the Iration albums that they were coming out with back in 2015 or 16. Time Bomb album that really got me into the reggae. Slightly Stupid, of course, being from Ocean Beach, they're big influences.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so just and just hanging out near the beach all the time, just listening to like rock and roll. And Buck '09, actually, now that I think about it, My Town from Buck '09 was the first song that I listened to that was like a ska band, and I was so into Buck '09, and I must have been in like this must have been fourth grade or something, when they came out with My Town.
Yeah, and I think I'm a little older than you. I'm 45, so I remember listening to NoFX and Sex Pistols and Sublime.
Yes.
Rage Against the Machine.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, I love all like the grungy kind of stuff too, and some of the real like kind of party music, almost like Iration has.
Yep.
Do you feel like cruising and smoking too?
Oh yeah. I love. That's funny you said Rage Against the Machine. That was one of my first albums I bought. Actually, it was like Blink-182, Enema of the State, and it was Rage Against the Machine, Battle of Los Angeles. Like the same day, I bought those two in the same day, and it was like changed my life.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, that's what's been going down in the band sector for me. There's a lot of.
So did you grow up surfing a lot?
Yeah, so I used to surf every day, and I also before I hurt myself on in December, and I've been out of the water for a couple months now. It hurts pretty bad, but I broke my shoulder off pretty good and had to have surgery from snowboarding. I was doing like a straight rail that went left at the end, and the left part kind of got me, and I flew way off the end of it and broke my shoulder off.
Oh man,
recovering since. But yeah, no, I usually surf every day, and I was trying to become a pro surfer back in like 9th grade when I was growing up, and I had like a sponsorship and a bunch of sponsors, and I pinpoint stopping my surfing career at one very pivotal moment when I was trying to paddle out, and it was like 6 a.m, and it was a surf contest, and the waves were closed out, and it was like 8 foot, like 10 foot, like really, really big. And me and like every competitor, we tried to paddle out, and we couldn't even paddle out because the waves were so big, and it was freezing, and we all had like ice cream headaches from duck diving and stuff. And I was just like, man, is pro surfing really for me? Like, stage where it's warm.
Yeah.
And not threatening my life.
Yeah, it could be a little dangerous if you're going for those harder spots to surf.
Yeah, I was I was putting myself in dangerous situations.
Yeah, coral reefs are no joke.
Oh, I've had a lot of bad situations. Leash wrapped around the coral in Hawaii one time. So many different weird things have happened, and But
my dad taught me how to surf when I was young, and he's always took me to the beach and to the water and got me used to it and had fun. And I'll always like appreciate those memories of learning how to surf. And then I only really surfed up until I was like 18 or something, 19, and then I moved a lot for jobs and stuff. But um, I don't know, something about surfing that just is very spiritual.
I feel like every time you get out of the water, you're just like your mind is clear again, and I'm able to do whatever task I need to without being bummed out.
Right, right. Hell yeah, that's super dope though.
Yeah.
Dope.
And then
You have a bucket list place you want to surf that you haven't yet?
oh man, they're making all these new wave pools, which is amazing.
Oh
But
yeah.
I guess bucket list, some place that doesn't have anyone surfing it for one. But like, if I could go surf Pipeline with nobody out, that would probably be bucket list. You know what I mean? Or like
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
someplace that's because most of them are already discovered. But like, if I could surf it with no one out, like Chopu with nobody out, like that would be so
Amazing.
much safer.
Right? Yeah, because you got to worry about battling over waves too sometimes.
Oh man, that was one of the reasons I entered like the reggae scene in the community, because I was just like, man, there's not a lot of competition, and I'm so over being in competition with all my people in the surf scene. I was like a competitive athlete, so I'm like, the last thing I want is like another competitive, like thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sometimes you need a hobby that you like to do, and it's not
Exactly,
super stressful or
totally. Just relaxing and making music, and hopefully loving life.
right, right. So let's see. So that tour coming up with Fayuca is the Summer Love Tour, right? 2024.
Yep.
Like you said, July 17th starts in Santa Cruz.
Yep. July 17th, we start up in Santa Cruz and do like pretty much all of California. And then actually, I haven't released this next tour yet, but we're actually headed to Texas, to the wave pool in Texas in August.
Oh, nice.
I wrapped a tour around that, like a Texas tour with like Las Vegas and Phoenix and Tucson and like Austin, Texas, Dallas, Texas, Waco,
Wow.
maybe San Antonio if I'm lucky. I haven't gotten an email back. That's the only place that I haven't got an email back from is San Antonio. But working on it.
Well, we hope that you guys all come out here too, to New Mexico. But I know it's like a tricky situation. You got to find the right place, right time, right. Spot, right.
I've been reaching out to people regarding some New Mexico shows, and they are hard to book. There's not as many venues as or California or even Arizona. So,
is the Sunshine Theater here usually real booked, or because I don't keep up with all the shows?
I'm not sure. I haven't checked out the Sunshine Theater yet, but I'm usually like checking out the Launchpad, I believe.
Launchpad.
And what's the spot in Santa Fe? Boxcar.
Mm-hmm.
And where else? Yeah, and Lauderhouse Brewing up there in Farmington.
What about the El Rey?
Oh, El Rey, is that in Arizona or is that in New Mexico?
It's in Albuquerque.
Oh shoot, no, I haven't yet. No, but
yeah,
I gotta get a big bill of bands to go fill like the El Rey Theater. That's gotta be a hefty bill.
I know plenty of local bands here that you could
hook up with,
tie on to for sure. There's
nice.
Several.
Well, maybe after this call, we'll get on another call and we can talk about that.
Cool, man. Right on. Like, I'm always trying to just promote more shows because I don't think the reggae scene here is super big yet. And so I'm trying to build it, and I'm trying to help get more and more, just more notoriety out here so people show up and the shows are being full, and it's worth it for you guys too to play. I know sometimes the free shows that people come play, they're not as packed, or something happens, but just keeping it moving, and hopefully people remember New Mexico and stop by. And
I know I've been struggling to book New Mexico, I'll be completely honest. So I can't wait to link up with you here after this call, and maybe we can end that struggle too.
Hell yeah. I have like so many names I can throw.
That'd be awesome. And I've been realizing, besides hitting the venues up, I'm realizing, connect with the local bands first, you know what I mean? Because they're really the ones who are in touch with the scene, and and everything. So yeah, so I'm stoked on that. I'm rolling up a doob right now.
You should. Oh, I just squirted myself with terpenes.
No.
These little wraps have like terpenes in them that smell good, but this one just shot in the eyeball.
Jeez, I feel like that's a rare occasion.
Right. Oh well. I've gotten worse in my eye, I think. But
so
you know,
where are you? Where are you in New Mexico? What area?
So we're in a little town called Los Lunas, and it's 25 minutes south of Albuquerque.
Okay, totally.
A little bit slower pace. We also have an Airbnb that we're fixing up to be similar to, say, like the Sugar Shack. It's got like an acre of land and a little. We put a pad on there and fixed it up, and it's going to be hopefully real chill to go. And then like bands like you who come in town will have a place to stay if you want to stay the night.
That's so rad. It's really so hot over there that like we definitely need places to stay when it's like 115.
It is super expensive.
Yeah,
you guys stay at hotels or whatever.
Oh man, we sometimes we do. We got this nice bus, so we've been sleeping in the bus since like 2018, and all around the country sleeping in the bus just because we prefer it, because we can't rely on people sometimes. But we're like, all right, well at least we'll have the bus,
Right. And
oh my God, it is. Let me tell you what, it is hot in there.
I bet the AC and everybody's. Nobody gets a shower right away or nothing, and you're just like, lay down and crash.
Yeah. And Flying J showers at the truck stops and pilots, which are surprisingly really nice, which is something I didn't know about until I started touring as a band, was how nice the pilot truck stop showers really are. They're really nice, like like rivaling possibly better than hotel showers.
When I was 18, I was homeless and I was sleeping on the beach at under Hermosa Pier.
Okay.
And I was surfing in the morning when I, borrow a surfboard, and then we'd skate during the day and do whatever, look for food or whatever.
Hell yeah. Well, not hell yeah, but you know what I mean.
But I would use like the beach showers, and now you could walk into these places if you're even homeless or whatever and go clean up at least and rinse off the dirt.
Oh yeah.
And you feel like 10 times better afterwards.
Seriously, it's like a big thing. That's what it's basically like. Like being a touring band at kind of like my level, and where I've come from is you eat shit for a lot of shows, and a lot of driving, and eat shit, and every once in a while there's super amazing fun shows, and it's packed, and it's all worth it. But it is basically like we are somewhat homeless, not homeless, but we are definitely not, relaxing. We're bumping around for 10 hours, and then we're at the venue, and
then you sleep on the bus again, right?
Yeah, and that's like the only thing that makes you feel better some days is like your beer, you know what I mean? And that's a dangerous place to be, is wanting to need a beer city.
Right. Well, I hope our Airbnb will be super comfortable, that you guys could just stretch out for the night. Even if you wanted to jam a little, you could smoke and whatever.
Oh yeah. Well, that sounds super amazing, dude. I can't wait to see that Airbnb and come out. And if you guys need any help with it too, like I love building skateboard ramps, so
oh hell yeah,
if you need one,
we could build a little back one.
Little backyard mini ramp or something could be cool.
I think so.
That'd be super rad.
We definitely want to have like big bonfires where people can jam on their instruments and throw back some if you guys want. I don't drink, but I do toke, so
nice.
Bunch of stuff rolled up.
Funny enough, I didn't start drinking until I was like 21 and had like stage nerves, and I would have like 2 beers because I was so nervous to get on stage, like, shaking. That was like open mics back when I was doing like open mics when I was like 21.
Yeah.
And it didn't spiral out of control, but I will say, I have to, you got to watch yourself. It's not, alcohol is not to be fucked with. Like, weed is way, 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 way better for you.
And you should elaborate a little on that, because I wanted to ask you about cannabis. People think, oh, you just do it to get stoned. You're giving up one addiction for another. And it's like, but I can go a day to 3 to 4, 5, 7 days without smoking if I want, and not lie on myself and smoke, and then smoke again if I want. Or drinking. Once I had one, I become, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. And,
Yeah.
Maybe the beginning of the night I was fun and wild or whatever, but it made me feel more confident to go out and talk to people when I was single again. Because I'm a disabled vet, so I have a lot of social anxiety or whatever.
Of course. Yeah.
And I'm going to go to happy hour and have some drinks and talk to people.
Totally.
And then all of a sudden I can't remember how I got home, or I'm in jail. Accident, something bad. So I just don't at all. Like, I can't even touch alcohol, but
yeah, I made sure to get to that point. I got like a rule. It's like 2 beers for a night of like out at the bar. You know what I mean? 2 beers out, so.
And
no more.
My parents say, I don't care.
Yeah. Like, you get drunk and you're like, oh, I don't care. I got 2. I said 2. That 2. You know what I mean?
Or you always have that friend that's like, just do a shot, and it's over with.
That is the majority of the scene too. The people who are drinking are all super hyped, and they want you to participate with them, which is awesome. And I get it. Like, it's such a community and it's a vibe, but you got to do what's best for you, and that's really comes down to that. I'll take a shot with them, but maybe not like 10 shots. You know what I mean? Like,
right. Like you do it as a celebrational type thing, someone's birthday or wedding or something.
I've heard,
if you can have one and say cheers to you, you don't have the same problem I have. So I'm not worried about what you should drink or not drink. I know I can't drink at all, or I turn into the worst version of myself. Whereas smoking at least makes me slow down and think about my thoughts better, calmer. And then when I do say what I feel, it's not raw filtered,
totally
craziness.
No, yeah, the raw filter is that can be lethal for some people. So I know all about it. I've had many friends living in Ocean Beach. Our town is full of, we're like, I grew up around alcoholics, and stuff. So I think that's probably one of the reasons why I've been I've been able to keep my distance, for the most part, and just keep a few beers and not like a crazy amount. However, I'm sure you guys have seen I've had my nights out there on the road. If you guys are listening, other people,
Mm-hmm. Well, and I think that at least with cannabis, at concerts, I'm more aware of my surroundings. I'm more like almost looking out for someone next to me instead of being the one that's like pushing through the whole crowd, being rude and
totally
down on people or whatever.
Totally.
I'm more like, oh, this guy looks really messed up. I better watch out he doesn't fall over or something.
Yeah, we're more like caring. You're like, you got the people's backs a little bit more. Like, how would you want to be treated? When you're high, you're always like, oh, how would I want to be treated?
Right. And that's how I kind of feel like this helped my relationships. As far as my wife and I, it's made me think more sensitively about how I want to say something, because the AJ that normally people got was like so sharp and harsh and rude, probably.
Yeah, no, I hear that.
It may have been truth, but it was rude. And I don't want to hurt people's feelings if I'm trying to be close to them.
Totally. I feel that. That's beautiful, man. That's beautiful.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's super beautiful. I love that. And I feel like marijuana is a reflecting drug. It's for reflecting, and words, hopefully. You know what I mean?
And that's why I also like some psychedelics. I don't think people should go hard wild on them and trying them, but I think you should try them.
Definitely. I haven't done anything except for shrooms a couple times. But Yeah, I've enjoyed the shrooms every time. Last time I did shrooms, it was at Skyler Lutes last
Nice.
year. Not this year, but last year. I wasn't able to make it this year. The funds were really low this year, so I was not able to make it because of the money.
Oh man.
But mostly because I out toured myself and then hurt myself
Right?
trying to get well.
How you play the guitar with a broke shoulder?
I'm actually strapping on my other shoulder for now. I just got back to strapping on my regular side. I can only strap for about like 40 minutes, and then it starts.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I have a metal bar in the side of my my shoulder now. It's like a big scar and everything. Good times.
Right. I mean, I haven't heard it broke anything too severe in my life, except for the bone in my hand, my nose, and see, I had shoulder surgery, but that wasn't a break. Yeah, I haven't hurt myself too bad, even with the skating. And I've done minimal surfing. I wouldn't say I did it every day.
What
it was like
skating?
3 or 4 times.
I want to know about the skating now.
Oh man. So I was basically born up near Eureka in Humboldt County. My dad went to college there. I got moved around a lot because my parents divorced when I was very young. And so when I lived with my mom, it was like Monterey Park. And then when it got older, it was more down by Santa Clarita Valley.
Okay.
Yeah. So I lived down there for a good while. And that's where I started my skating mostly.
Okay.
Basically the same neighborhood that Gleaming the Cube was filmed in.
Were you like kick flipping like a street skater, or were you doing like mini ramps, or like what was your?
No, I was street skate only, freestyle, big hills, go down big hills and crash a lot. But
Nice.
I was more of one of those skaters who wanted to skate somewhere where I might get in trouble for it, like
I get
right
that.
in front of somebody who's sitting there eating a sandwich or something. And so I got chased a lot by security and cops, but
That's awesome. Well, you're a hardcore.
We like to go skate the Royals, and they're
Okay,
all concrete. So,
dude.
um,
Yeah, so you're like a hardcore street skater doing out there on the streets. That's awesome, bro.
in high school, I was like on the verge of gonna record myself. Me and my friend, we're gonna record ourselves to put it in for a sponsorship.
Yeah.
But I made the stupid move of moving back with my biological mom in California, which every time I had a skateboard, she'd just throw them away.
What?
Yeah, she's Jehovah's Witness, so
Oh,
like everything else is against the rules.
gnarly. That's super gnarly.
But I did get back into graffiti, so I would skate and graffiti a lot in high school out there. And just like you said, partied too much.
Man, skate and graffiti though. That's interesting. I don't know if you watched my Stab Me music video, but man, if it was more legal, I'd want to like learn how to graffiti, like, cause that is cool. Like that is something so cool. I've been a skater, a surfer, a snowboarder, and it just feels like graffiti and that kind of art. I love spray paint cans too, and I spray paint my stuff, and whatever I can spray paint, I like spray painting around and doing stuff with it. But there's no canvases, to use. You know what I mean?
So I don't know how much downtime you have, but so I have a Meta VR. Crap, I can't remember the actual name of it, but
I know what you're talking about.
VR, and it has a graffiti VR app in there, and you go in and it has all these different places and things you can spray paint on. What's cool is that all the colors are right in your hand, so you don't have to like look for cans and stuff. You can have the still sound, the noise, everything. Dude,
my wife Veronica just got the VR headset, the Meta one, too, for her birthday. So I'm gonna have to feel that. And
called Graffiti King, I think.
What's it called?
Graffiti Kings, I think.
Okay, hell yeah. I'm going to check that out.
And we can graffiti together, so I can like open up a room where you can come graffiti with me in VR.
That's crazy. I'm down for that, though. That's funny. That's cool.
Check it out. It's super relaxing.
You can tell me how bad I am at graffiti then at that
Oh,
point.
you'll see how bad I am still.
That sounds fun though. That's awesome. Then we can take it to the streets. We find a canvas that's necessary, like an abandoned house or something on tour.
Right. Get all in black and put our masks on.
Exactly.
Well, when I was in Cali, I used to try to get up on the trains so that I would go cross country and.
That'd be sick though. I mean, if it wasn't illegal, you know.
Right. Well, there's some countries, and I think a city in Florida where it's absolutely legal, as long as it's not just like some shitty throw up.
Right. Yeah.
They're actually doing full bubble letters or whatever, wild style.
I was gonna say that I can totally understand just like tagging being illegal, but like those beautiful like it degrades the skateboard ramps at like skate parks, and when you spray paint over concrete, it like ruins the texture of the ramp, apparently the concrete.
Yeah.
But I love the feel and the way skating on graffiti on like ramps feels and looks like paint a wave on the skateboard ramp, you know what I mean, with graffiti, you know. That's beautiful.
Like, with concrete, I don't know if there's a way of, say, like painting and then putting the it's not a varnish, but it's a sealant over it. I don't know if that will make them, it will change the texture or not. I'm not sure.
I think you're right. You do have to like varnish it or put resin down or
some kind of
thing. Yeah, and I think no one does that. You know, none of the graffiti artists do that at these
no
parks. You know, the San Francisco ones that are all
they're usually stealing their spray paint, so they're not going to buy or steal a clear coat.
Exactly. They're not skating it; they're painting it.
And I don't do that. I mean, I know I've seen people do it. Certain skate locations. But when you skate freestyle, you're like rough air. What do you mean rough surface? Everything's a rough surface.
Totally.
Rocks in the way and all kinds of stuff. But it'd be sick if like you built a wooden one and then painted that, and then you could like do the wood sealant for decking over that.
That's true. I wonder if it would work on skate light. I have a ramp in my backyard here that I'm like, oh, that would be cool actually. Like put resin over it. That would be a really cool, fun project actually.
I'd be down to put a bowl out there in at the Airbnb, but I don't know if the wife is I don't know how big she's willing to let me go.
Also, man, I tried to make a bowl, not to discourage you from the bowl idea, but I tried to make a bowl out here in my backyard, just a small one, man, and oh my god, the corners we ended up with that because I was like, man, these corners aren't working, and we tried to make corners and stuff, but oh my god, there's so much math and so much difficult, like you just basically have to cut the wood and hope and pray, so it's really difficult, the corners,
piece by piece.
Yeah, it's so difficult.
Man,
they make it look so easy. Tony Hawk made it look so easy when he made all the skate parks.
Oh, yeah, and then the video games, it's just like...
Right?
Why can't skating be that easy?
Totally, I know.
So I also want to bring up the fact that it looks like you're an environmentalist.
Oh, yeah, I do stuff. We do surf cleanups every now and then. We've worked with Surfrider and done some things for Surfrider and played some shows for Surfrider and... anything I can do, basically. My music video for Burn was all about, plastic bottle awareness, basically, back when that was a pretty big thing in 2018. So I've been a little bit all over the place, doing whatever I can. So it's fun.
Keep our environment clean so we can keep using the fun resources and the animals. And
oh, yeah. Yep, I'm vegan also. I don't know if you know that, but I am vegan as well. So nice. It's good.
That's good for you.
Yeah, and it's also healthier for humans too. So,
true.
True.
Well, I love veggies and salad, and I love all that good stuff. I am a meat eater, but I fast the most of the day up until like 5.
Oh, I feel that.
Coffee and cannabis, and that's it.
Yep. I feel
and then I eat a good meal of whatever we make here. My wife's a very good cook, so
that's
we eat a
awesome.
lot of pasta. So
That's amazing. I love pasta. My wife is also a great cook. It's Veronica Quinn. She's also in my band. So it's amazing.
She's the keys, right?
Yes, the keys coming.
Okay.
Yeah. She's the keys and background singing, and she does some too. And
Hell yeah, that's super dope that you have that kind of a connection. Because I'm not musically inclined. I've learned when I was really young some piano, and it never stuck. I wish it would have. But I'm more like a drawer, painter, graffiti artist, more like that. But I'm definitely always willing to learn more stuff. So like I want to learn to play guitar. But other than that, my wife, she's just amazing cook. She's very supportive in whatever I choose as a hobby.
That's amazing. That's amazing. That's what you got. That's what you need. That's amazing. That's amazing.
Like that best friend on your six.
Exactly, bro. All the time. What was I gonna say? I forget. I'm sorry.
Environmentalists or
no, never mind. But yeah, I forget.
you say vegan, Ed.
Oh yeah, being vegan. I wonder if that's how I broke myself so terribly because of the lack of protein. No, I don't know. But
Well, I think vegetables give you a lot of protein, don't they? Or do you have to eat a ton of amount? Because I haven't looked.
It's mostly beans. You gotta eat a lot of beans.
See, and if you're a paleo, they would say those are legumes. And you can't eat those.
So it doesn't make no sense, man. It's all.
But I love peanuts, so I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah, man. If I they have fake like everything for vegans now, so I'm eating all the same pace basically, and eating Beyond.
I think there's even meat looking flavored, like stuff like there's a mushroom that they grow, and they say they just like soak it in. Stuff that tastes like meat, soy sauce, whatever, and then they're like, it almost tastes like steak, and I'm like, hey, I love mushrooms, so.
Man, I hate mushrooms. I'm like, that's the one thing. I'm vegan and I hate mushrooms. I'm the worst vegan in the world. Actually, it's like one of the only things I don't like is mushrooms.
Well, that makes sense, though, because they're not really a vegetable or a plant. It's more like a human.
No one's cooked them right for me. I think is what it is. You gotta love the mushroom and then cook it right. You know what I mean? With like some good.
Or it's got to make you trip at least, right?
Yeah, I'll have those.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm off to go do a session here in a bit. Okay. I'm recording. I'm always down here recording, and it's kind of my
last question.
Yeah, it's my setup, and
beautiful though.
I'm always recording and doing a bunch of work here, and over here in OB, just doing the musics, and I got my guitarist. He's got a side band, Lucky in the Cosmos.
Okay.
They're a rock band, and from San Diego, and he's coming out with a new EP soon here, and we're finishing up the final songs. It's like a 4-song EP, I believe. So yeah. So I've been doing a lot of recording lately. And,
a lot of recording.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing here. That's when you don't hear from me. I'm locked in this room doing recording.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I saw you that you're going to be going to several cities in California, at least for sure, right?
Oh yeah. Redding. We're going to Chico. We're going to Santa Cruz. We're going to Hermosa Beach. We're going to Oxnard, Ventura area.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, a bunch of spots. So I'm excited, man. Sacramento too. Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
Right on. And again, that's with Fayuca, the Summer Love Tour.
Yep, we'll be there. Lots of great opening local bands too. Like for Ocean Beach, we got Indica Stereo. We got a bunch of awesome local openers. And like Santa Cruz, we got Sensory Tribe.
Mm-hmm.
We got a bunch of cool people, and it should be a reggae party every night for like a week straight.
Right on.
Yeah, all across California.
Right. And I'll post the poster at the end of the show so people can see.
Nice. Right on. Cool. Please do. Thank you.
Is there any foundations that you like to, I guess, connect, sponsor with, or shout out to?
Well, I work with the Heller Foundation, and we give money to all the zoos and all the animal sanctuaries and stuff around here in San Diego.
Cool.
And I'm really related with that. And then obviously Surfrider Foundation, and we're doing a lot of work with them too. But just mainly those two are where I'm at, where I'm centered around the zoo societies and stuff, and trying to keep the animals and get them in bigger cages and release them, or the ones that are not hurt, let them go in, or whatever's best, you know. And we have a bunch of people, we have a bunch of scientists and a bunch of doctors working with everybody, and
nice.
To make sure we're doing it properly and we're not doing some bullshit. It's not right. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
So I have one last question for you, but what advice would you give your teenager self?
Oof, that's a hard one. I would probably say stick to pro surfing and don't start doing music. I'm just
okay.
I'm totally kidding. Actually, I'd probably say stay the path. I'd probably say work 10 times harder, go play open mics sooner. Everyone should just, if you want to do music and you suck at it, just go do open mics. It literally took me from sucking to being really, really pretty good, in my own opinion. I was like, wow, like I actually feel like I can play music now. And people are clapping, and after it was, after I went from like a 2 to like a 7, out of 10, I was like, oh my God, like I can actually do this maybe. And so that's when I started, doing recordings and figuring out. So yeah, just basically go to open mics and get out and play in front of people sooner would be my advice. Go play and don't be afraid, and get out there and don't worry about what anyone thinks. And I think that's a common thing for us older people telling ourselves stuff is don't care about what anyone thinks, and get out there and you want to do it. So yeah, believe in yourself, right? Yeah, that's the first. It starts with you believing in yourself. How is anyone else going to believe in you if you don't believe in yourself? So self-belief is a big thing. I think just believe in myself more. That would definitely be the answer to that question. Right. Yeah. I think if I had to talk to myself again, I'd at least half of what you said for sure. Believe in yourself and just do it. Get out there 10 times more, practice, and don't be afraid. But I also would tell myself, don't be a procrastinator. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a good one too. Yeah, that would be a good one too for me as well when I was a kid. And then finishing it too. Dude, I waited till I was like 21 to like start playing open mics alone and going out there and trying to do it alone. And I waited on other people, and I made excuses like, oh, this person will do it. We'll be found by the next whatever. No one's ever going to find you. Go out there and find them. You know what I mean? So the procrastinating is really bad. I agree. Yeah, it's that those actions, right? The pattern of steps that you take to get there. It's like you physically have to start putting them into place, meeting the certain people, shaking hands, getting to locations, whatever, show up on time. Definitely. Because you only get good at skating if you do it every day. Oh, yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Like Tony Hawk may have every broken bone in his body, but he's badass, and it took that almost obsessive, right? About passion. I can't believe that, man. I saw him do a 540 in person one day, standing at the top of the vert ramp. I was going to the skate park like every day, and there was a vert ramp there, and he'd show up every once in a great moon. And I watched him do a 540 one time, bro. I thought the 540s were like not that high. I thought the ramp was smaller. Man, he's blasting like 10 feet above the ramp that's already 30 feet in the air. 60 feet in the air. It's not okay. Right. So, yeah. Anyway, I got to get off to that. All right, buddy. With my man here. So, no practice. Dude, great chopping it up with you. It has been amazing. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, totally. Thank you again so much.
Of course, dude. Let's do it again sometime, and let's maybe work on a skateboard ramp at the Airbnb. Talk to the wife.
Talk to the wifey for sure. Definitely.
Yeah.
Right on, brother.
We'll do some freestyle skating also when I come by.
I'll try. I'm a little fat now, but I'll try.
I'm terrible at freestyle skating, so we might same level.
Right.
Well, Matt.
Right on, brother.
All right.
Thanks for stopping by, man.
Yeah, well, take it easy, okay?
You too. Take it easy.
All right.
Bye.
Peace. Chew.